Phil Berger is not the first politician in North Carolina to express reservations about incentives, and he won't be the last. Most people who vote for incentives tell you why they're not going to vote for incentives or shouldn't vote for incentives, and then vote for the incentives. So this is a fairly common sentiment among Democrats and Republicans that we wish we didn't have to do this, but. Now the difference is that Phil Berger is saying we need to actually make policy change, and I agree with that. The question is exactly what. One possibility would be to simply establish a policy in North Carolina that we will not do special negotiations. We won't negotiate particular incentive deals with any company. We will simply provide good quality public services at the lowest possible cost, reform our tax system so that it stops punishing investing and saving in North Carolina, and let it go. Now that would be, I think, the pristine, proper way to go. I'm not convinced that's what the legislature would do, even under Phil Berger's leadership. So I think the second best idea would be to at least rein in the kinds of incentives that are offered, particularly when they're offered through negotiation. We should have, if we're going to have incentives at all, they ought to be automatic. If you meet certain thresholds, you get a tax rebate or lower tax rate or whatever it is. I'm not crazy about playing these games in the tax code, but at least if it's on autopilot, you can't have accusations that special favors and backroom deals and political and family connections get tax money for one company and not for another. That's part of what Senator Berger was talking about in the case of the Continental Tire deal, and I think it was very troubling and probably would have been a black eye for Governor Perdue and others if the deal had been made with all of these ethical charges swirling around.